and welcome to the Revolut Insider podcast, where we look at all things Revolut from the inside out. I'm your host, Alex Kirill, and joining me today is Dmitro Voznyuk.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Dima. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Of course, and welcome to the show. I really wanted to ask you what it was like when you first started working in customer support to now being a front-end engineer on our Revolut X team. It sounds like a story not only fueled by a passion to realize your dream, but also a lot of hard work.
It was quite a ride. To be honest, when I just started, I never imagined myself as a developer. So I thought, okay, I started as support specialist here, and understanding that I started as support specialist who worked with customers and communicated with them, and now working on the other side and solving this issue, it's quite surreal feeling.
Yeah. And how did you change and make that transition from customer support to working as an engineer?
It all happened thanks to the Revolut initiative. I still remember this day when I saw the notification in one of our channels, and I saw our pilot program, Spire program, where you can transition into tech. So you can step in and try yourself as a developer, front-end, back-end, data analysis. And I double-checked all the criteria, and I think, okay, I met it. I applied and I was luckily accepted to the program, and that's how actually it all started. So I learned for last year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that for you, having to work your normal job and study after work?
It was really hard because you need to find the time for the learning process and for your classes, basically. And I wasn't ready for it. I remember I finished my university a long time ago, and I just got used to your daily routine where you work and you relax, you do some social activity with your friends. And then, of course, firstly, I was fueled with passion, and I was super optimistic that, yeah, I can do it. I can allocate any amount of time, 5 hours, 6 hours per day, 20 hours per week. But then reality hit me hard because you need to sacrifice your time with friends, with your family, and actually try to be active and proactive in your learning, because after work, especially after the customer support shift where you work with people, it takes a lot. So you need time to relax and to recover a bit before you can start actively learning. It was hard to rewire my brain and my daily routine to match this new schedule.
Yeah.
It took some time.
Well, congratulations on not only making the decision to realize this idea that you had of yourself to be a developer, but also to go through with it and complete the program. And now you're a front-end engineer. Like, you did it.
Yeah, thank you. It's really satisfying to hear.
It's satisfying to hear, but is it satisfying in the work that you're doing now? Like, was it worth it putting in the work that you did?
Yeah, I completely love it. The customer support job and different jobs that I did in Revolut, because I changed my positions a bit before I became a developer. I love it. It all brings something to your personality and to you, and the experience is really vibrant. Now, the experience is completely different. For example, when I was working in customer support, I was multitasking a lot, and the pace is really intense. You need to work a lot, you need to communicate a lot, to chat, and to process everything really quickly. On the opposite, the pace is a bit slower, but I need to focus more. I need to focus deeply. So it's a different kind of work, a different pace of work. But it's really satisfying. That's what I was striving for, the flexibility and the way you use your brain, I would say, trying to crack the puzzle every time. To me, it's like little science every day.
Like finding different ways of solving these complex problems that you need to face.
I would say being a developer, to me, it's a combination of 4 different professions. You need to be a little bit of detective, so you need to understand what is going on, why it's not working, or why it is working, how we should fix it. Then you need to be a little scientist, because you need to approach the problem, you need to find the solution, you need to think long term, how it will affect the users, how it will affect the product you're working on. You need to be a little bit of carpenter to work hard and put it together. And I would say you also need to be a little bit of a priest, because in the end of the day, you just pray that it will work, it will not be broken, and you're like, put it all together, and yeah, here we are.
Multifaceted, right?
Multifascinating, yeah.
And how do you think that your previous experience in customer support has helped you now, like you said, working on the other side, still helping customers, but in a different capacity?
I really thought that I wasted my time there because I could become a developer sooner. Why I did this, why I did that. But in reality, of course, I didn't waste my time. This unique experience opened my eyes on different problems users are facing. Firstly, it's really leveled up my skills, my soft skills. And I advanced in communication. So that was the first pro of this experience. Another thing is the way you understand pain points of users, what are the issues they face, and how you can actually fix it. And now when I'm working, I think about these small issues in advance. I would say the best treatment is prevention. So here is the same. I try to prevent it, and of course I think about it. And I remember the issues I encountered as support agent and all the stories I heard from the users. Plus, I'm customer myself of many services, so I try to mix it up in my head and deliver the best possible product.
I mean, and after you've put in so much work the way that you have, I mean, that's really what you want to do, right? Put your best foot forward to show that, okay, you get it, you're doing a great job, and you want to show that you are delivering wow for customers.
Yeah.
And Dima, can you tell me what is a typical day like for a front-end engineer?
So usually I wake up around 8 a.m. I start my morning routine. I do some breakfast, coffee, morning exercise, shower, and then around 9 a.m. I start my job. Usually I check the messages, I check the emails, and start doing the code review. So to warm up my brain, I start with this. Code review, basically, it's when you're an engineer and you're writing code, and before this code reaches a production, so basically where customers can interact with it, firstly, it should go through the cross-check of your colleagues. So you write the code, you check others' code, and the same goes for your colleagues. So if there is any code to review, I review it, and I slowly start my work. Around 11 a.m., we have daily meeting where me, my colleagues, engineers, product owners or project managers and designers discuss work in progress, what's our priorities for today, and basically if anyone needs any help. And then I start working on my projects. Of course, it depends day by day. Some days it's all about the coding. Some days it's mix of coding with brainstorming and meeting where we just discuss with our colleagues how to fix particular bug or how to make this feature even better. To code all day, of course, it's challenging and it's hard. So my brain, of course, requires a break.
I can imagine.
Sometimes during lunch break to go for a long walk or go to the gym and change the surroundings.
Exactly.
And rest a bit.
Yeah.
Then I go back to work until I think 5 or 6 p.m. and I call it a day.
A productive day, it sounds like.
Super productive.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're taking advantage of that flexibility to find that for yourself and take that break in the middle of the day, for example.
Yeah, definitely, because otherwise it will be counterproductive. It's not possible to work hard and work hard without breaks.
Yeah.
So the breaks are fundamental part of your thinking process.
And let me ask you, when you were considering entering the Spires program, what made you decide to study to become a front-end engineer?
Honestly, I always wanted to be front-end engineer. I know it sounds weird. You will ask why you never took any attempts. And in reality,
Maybe this is where I ask, why? Why did you not take any attempts?
Once I graduated from university, I always looking in this direction. I had some friends who were developers. At the time, they were front-end developers mostly. It was appealing because I see myself as a visual person, and in front-end, everything you do, you see the progress immediately because it's a front side of application or website, and you also design yourself or you work with designers. So it's kind of a mix of logic and creative work altogether. So design, it was the first thing which appealed to me, that, okay, you can be super creative here, not only simple coding. But in the end, I was hooked on the functional coding itself. It's so cool to solve the problems. It's so satisfying for your brain to crack the puzzle. Once you hit the dead end, you think you hit the dead end, and then you solve the issue. It's the best feeling. But coming back to this question, I want to really quickly say that I always wanted to be front-end engineer. I always looking in this direction, but also, at the same time, I was always underestimating myself. I was thinking, I'm too old. Probably, if you want to become an engineer, you need to start coding from the school or from the kindergarten. So I cannot compete with these guys. I don't have any technical background. And I was thinking I was not cut out for this.
What did you study in university?
Funny thing is, I have a master in German philology, or put it simply, I am a teacher of German language.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, nothing technical about well, I mean, if you've tried to read one of these long words in German, I think there has to be something technical about that.
Yeah, maybe it prepared my brain to the technical side of the job. You know, the funny thing is that I never worked a day as a teacher. I just graduated and immediately changed direction. I was always looking into the tech field. It was really appealing, but I was always, once again, underestimating myself. I thought I can't make it. And I landed my first job here when I was 29. And when I was 21, 22, I was like, no, I'm too old. I cannot do it. As I told you, I had friends as developers. And I remember I asked my friend, I want to become a developer. I have no background. How much time do I need to actually start working as a graduate or junior? He told me, okay, if you want to do it quickly, you can do it within 6 months, but this 6 months, it will be no life for you. You don't go out your apartment, you just lock in and study nonstop, and you don't work.
Oh, wow.
And if you want to kind of mix it with work or with social activity, at least 1 year. And to me, it was huge. I was like, 1 year? No way. I cannot do it. I thought 2 or 3 months will be enough. So it also discouraged me a bit. I think I was not ready mentally to complete such milestone as learn how to code. And now I was ready working in Revolut.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was like a sign to take this opportunity.
Yeah. And it took you a year and a half of studying to become an engineer.
Correct.
Yeah. But it feels good now having accomplished that, I imagine.
Oh, it's such a satisfaction, of course. And to tell you the truth, it was a concise choice. You know, when you go to school, it's kind of not your choice. You need to go to school because everyone goes to school. Your family takes you, okay, now you're in school. Then once you finish your school, in most cases, you will go to university and you don't know what you want from life. My parents, I love them, but they didn't tell me, hey, maybe take a 1 year break and decide what you want to do. Maybe spend some time on research. So they kind of pushed me a bit, and all my friends, they went to university. So it was kind of obvious choice where to go. And I knew that, okay, I know English, I like languages, I like all this communication. So why not to try some language philology direction? And yeah, it was a new language, German. It was appealing. It was a choice between English and German. I was like, okay, English I know. So yeah, German, why not?
Okay.
That's how it all started. This time, it was really my choice what to learn. So I decided, okay, I want to learn how to code. I want to become an engineer. No one forced me to do it. And in university and in school, you complete it for the sake of completion. So you need your diploma, you need certificate, whatever. And here, I didn't care about all of this. What I care is the knowledge. So it was my responsibility to learn everything, to understand how it works, because otherwise I wouldn't land a job and I couldn't make it. So it was a great journey. And when I think about what it took, because I'm shy and modest person, but I really feel satisfaction for myself that I did it.
I think 'cause you did it for yourself. You put in this hard
only
work
for myself.
and you did it for you because you wanted to do this.
Yeah. And now I envy for good for all the students who know what they want from life after school in their 18th, 19th, and they choose the right direction and concisely, and they go and they learn for the sake of the knowledge.
Yeah, it's hard to know exactly what you want to do so young.
Yeah, you gotta be lucky.
I think it's also true that if you don't know what you want to do, that it's okay to take a break. And I think we should normalize that. Like you mentioned, I was the same way. You know, you're kind of forced almost socially and by your peers, your family, that you should be studying and you should already know what you're going to do right out of high school. But that's not necessarily the case. So for those that might need to take that time, it's okay.
Sure. What's interesting is, like you mentioned, it's also the difference between our generation. For example, our parents, they graduated from university, or they selected, or they've chosen one direction where they want to be when they want to master their skills, and they worked on this one job for almost like in this field the whole life. And Our generation, I think it's normal to switch your jobs every 5 years, to switch direction. So you need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible.
Yeah.
So it's okay to don't know who you are and who you want to be till you're 30, till you're 40. It doesn't matter. You're not defined by your background, and you're not defined by your present moment.
I couldn't agree more. And, as someone who took a unique path to become an engineer, what advice would you offer to people looking to start their careers in tech, especially those who might feel, like you said, unsure about making that leap into the tech world?
Do not doubt yourself. Understand that it's okay to underestimate yourself, because it's natural reaction of your brain. Save the energy and not to, I would say, waste it potentially. You will always win from taking this leap into unknown. So you need to try, definitely. If you don't want to waste some time in the future, it's better to try it out now than live in doubts and regrets in the end.
So take the risk.
Yeah, take the risk, do it, and decide for yourself. How it all started for me, I also doubted myself even when I saw this opportunity. But my girlfriend, currently my fiancée, told me like, Dima, what are you going to lose? Why can't you just apply? Now it's my motto for life, and it's part of my philosophy. For that Dima, worst case scenario is that I would be rejected, and that's it. So I don't lose anything.
You're in the same place where you started.
Yeah, if you want it, try it.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Dima, I want to ask you about how you started and how you found yourself here in Krakow.
See you guys.
We'll be right back with more insider views. This episode of the Revolut Insider podcast is brought to you by Revolut Business. Revolut Business is the automated financial platform helping startups, scale-ups, and enterprises accept and make payments globally, exchange money at competitive rates, and manage their spending. To learn more, visit revolut.com/business. We're back on the Revolut Insider podcast with Dimitro Vozniuk, front-end engineer here at Revolut.
Hello, guys.
I was really trying to get your name right. I think I did.
You got it. Yeah,
okay.
you nailed it.
All right. Dima, I wanted to ask you about your experience relocating because you moved from Ukraine to Poland to start at Revolut.
Yeah, correct.
Can you tell me more about that experience for you?
This is a bit romantic story.
Oh.
How it all started. So it was a COVID. I was working in marketing in my hometown in Ukraine. It was like a small startup. Nothing could go wrong, but then boom, I fall in love with my current fiancée, Oksana. Here we are, two ambitious adult people, and we were deciding where we wanted to live. So she was in Krakow already. She recently graduated and landed a new job in recruitment. For me, it was a quest to relocate here to Krakow and to be here with her. I couldn't just change the country and start working here. I required work permit, so all the relocation package. I started looking for a job, and it was tough to find something, and my priority was the corporate jobs, like office jobs. But the blocker for this type of jobs was that it requires you to know the local language. And of course, I didn't know Polish. So, okay, I was thinking, I got my marketing background. I feel pretty comfortable in soft skills and communication. I have good English. To my luck, I found this opportunity with Revolut, and till the last day, till the last interview round, I didn't believe that I will make it, because I was thinking, who gonna help with relocation and who gonna hire customer support specialist from another country? I was not a top manager or senior engineer, whatever. But yeah, it happened. I got the offer and they helped me with all the relocation. Everything happened thanks to Revolut, and I mean it. So I'm really privileged to be here.
You had mentioned earlier doubting your own abilities. For you, how did you push past that and get over this idea of maybe imposter syndrome or the feeling that maybe you don't belong?
The transition was not easy. When you take such step and you once again do this leap of faith and just step into the unknown, it's also a good test of yourself, of your inner strength. Because sometimes you think I'm a certain age and some youngsters will be my seniors or something like this. It doesn't matter. You need to allow yourself to be a beginner. I'm surrounded by just superb professionals like the gurus in development and engineering, and they are super passionate about, and it was really scary in the beginning, but they're really friendly. They helped me. And also I realized that instead of being intimidated, it's a privilege and it's an amazing chance to learn from them.
Yeah.
So you learn from the best. So
I'm sure.
the more challenging path you take, the more you benefit from it and the more you learn.
I think all that also helps you to develop your skill of being adaptable. When you can adapt to new situations is when you can really grow. And I think that's really important here at Revolut as well, because things do come up all the time that we have to think on our feet, come up with new solutions to problems. For you, what do you think is one skill that has been critical to your success?
Adaptability, definitely. It's one of the core pillars of my success. And also, it can sound pretty obvious, but belief.
Like this trust in yourself.
Yeah, you need to believe in yourself. You need to trust yourself and you need to understand that you will do it. So, okay, maybe not belief, I would say perseverance.
Yeah.
And just trust yourself. So how we approach the problem, in most cases, it's super difficult and you don't know the answer. But you know that you will do it. No matter how, but you will do it.
And for you, Dima, when you look ahead at your career as a front-end engineer, what do you see for yourself in the next couple of years?
Definitely, I want to progress as engineer and learn as much as possible because every day I continue learning, I continue growing. So I want to become one day a senior engineer and to bring as much value as possible to my colleagues, to my team, to our customers. So that's my ultimate goal. I love it. I feel I'm really passionate about it. And one day I feel like I can land on some leadership position, but it's too early to say about it. I'm just starting my path. So
hey, that perseverance and looking ahead. So I have no doubt that you'll get there if you put your mind to it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So no underestimating yourself, Dima.
Never.
If there's one piece of advice you would give to younger Dima when you were just starting out in your career, what would it be?
It's okay not to have everything figured out. So just trust yourself, trust your gut and do it.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Dima, for being here and sharing your story with me, with the world. I really appreciate it.
It was really good to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
And for those listening, thank you so much. You can add the podcast to your favorites so you don't miss an episode and see what we're up to on Instagram at Revolut Insider. This has been the Revolut Insider podcast, where we explore all things Revolut from the inside out. Until next time, remember, never settle, because the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning. Revolut. Change the way you money.